Paul is on his jollies. He's somewhere in the Dominican Republic, sunning himself. He's sending lots of photos of various drinks,
Yeah.
really manly drinks like pina coladas and things like that. So he's really living the higher life. So he's having a break. So it's myself, Kate, and Ian who's on the
hmm
pod tonight. We have literally just been landed with the news that Mo Salah has announced he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. We're talking 20 minutes before we started recording. So it seems really fitting that we jump into that one. So, Ian, I'll come to you first. What's your initial reaction?
Uh, well, do you know what, mate? Some people may laugh at this, but actually watching his video was quite emotional, like really, because I still remember his debut when he scored. I think it was a couple of goals against Watford, and then that was his first season. People calling him a one season wonder, that sort of thing. And how many years has he been here now? 10, 11, is it something like
I think
that?
nine. Well, it would have been 10 with the end of the contract if he had got to the end in next year. So yeah, I think it's nine.
You know, obviously we've won Premier League twice with Mo, and obviously Europa. That's probably next season. But yeah, Champions League as well. So it's I just think about the trophies that we could have possibly won with him in you know. But anyway, I'm happy that he's been with us for so long. I had a feeling it was going to come out, but maybe not. Timing wasn't great. If I'm being honest. After Saturday's game, I didn't watch it because I was away in Ireland, and I'm glad I didn't watch it because apparently we were awful. Um, but yeah, I was at the game when he scored that absolute worldie against Everton when it was snowing a little bit. So that's probably one of my best memories of watching Salah in the flesh. I'd probably say he's up there with some of the best players I've seen since I've been going, since my first game in 1989, which is a long time ago. I think I was 9 years old. Ian Rush scored that day. And yeah, Malby Boxing Day against Sheffield Wednesday. But he's definitely in the top five, along with Ian Rush, uh, Torres, Suarez, Gerrard, Fowler, them sort of players. So yeah, for me, he's will be a legend, always will be. Yeah, gutted, but probably now's the time, really. So
Yeah, and sometimes I think that's where Liverpool has struggled in the past and letting the players go. And I think some will argue Salah probably should have went the end of last year, but I think at
yeah,
that time you really would have thought, well, he was banging the goals in, he was getting the assists. Okay, age wasn't on his side, but
hmm
I think he had everything there to. We thought he'd crack on, but obviously this season's been really testing. There's been bust ups with the management. There's been drops in
yeah,
form, and I think he's probably felt it more than most.
yeah. And obviously, he was big mates with Jogo, wasn't he, as well? So I can't imagine losing one of your best mates. You know, obviously in work and outside of work. So it's yeah, can't imagine it, mate.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kate, how about yourself? What's your initial reaction?
Yeah, I kind of felt like it was coming this year, and you said it could have happened last year, I suppose, but he was old. He's getting up there, and we spoke probably last week or the week before about just older players signing on those 1 2 year deals and kind of going off after that. Um, yeah, I guess it sucks, but I don't feel like I feel like good about it. I don't feel bad about it like I felt with like Suarez. Maybe because like he did his career here. Like we got to watch the career go pretty much all the way through. Unlike a Suarez or a Torres who kind of left early and kind of went to other clubs and stuff, we got to watch Salah all the way through and got to watch all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, and uh, there's a little bit, I think, more connection there. It feels almost like I don't know, almost like a regular retirement. He may go play somewhere else for a little bit, but I don't particularly expect him to head over to like Barcelona and play, for I don't know, 3 years down the road. I don't expect him to be knocking us out of a Champions League or anything like that. So it's more of a, just like he's going off into the sunset of his and career, and we need a bit of a rebuild with some of the older players in the squad and stuff. So it's more of a good feeling, more of glad we got to watch him for so long, and kind of like that. That's kind of how I feel, I guess.
I think you made a really great point there, Kate, about we got to see him and his Pom for his career at Liverpool. Whereas, as you say, with some of the greats, and you know what Ian's mentioned there, and some of the names, Torres, Suarez, where it was more fleeting. I think we've only really had, Gerrard and going back to yesteryears where you're talking like Rush and Dalglish, where we really seen them throughout the career give the best years to Liverpool. So I think we can all agree that he's definitely done that. Talking about destinations, I think everyone's probably nailed on that he's possibly going to Saudi. Kate, would you think maybe America has got a shout in that?
Maybe. I kind of like the Saudi shout because I think he's genuinely connected to that part of the world just in general. And he's always, all of his outward, like anytime he speaks up, it's, protecting that kind of corner of the world. And I think he just fits over there. That's near where he grew up, and just a more connecting part of the world. Maybe USA, I suppose, but I kind of like the idea that he fits on over there.
Yeah, it seems to be the logical choice, doesn't it? Absolutely. And, there's still some really good players in that league. And Firmino's there, Mane's there. So, maybe not Mane. I don't think the two of them are really good friends. But, there's players still out there who he can still connect with, and they're all teammates in that sense. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting couple of months. But I think he's probably just shy of a testimonial. So we'll see if Liverpool give him a game in that sense. I could definitely see that one selling out again if he does get any sort of a testimonial game, but it might just fall short maybe.
I remember the last testimonial I went showing my age was Bruce Grobbelaars, I think. So that was my last Everton testimonial I went to. But don't really hear of it anymore, do you? So.
No, it was more like a swan song, wasn't it, for the players to give them a bit of quids in. They get the gate receipts and see them off. It's not really needed anymore with the way the footballers get paid. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm just seeing if I can very quickly. I'm sure he's been here 9 years. Let's just have a quick
I think it's 9.
Yeah, I think it is.
They
so
kind of attach
2017
testimonials to friendlies nowadays, it feels like.
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
behind the door, not behind the doors, but like, hey, we're playing 4th tier just as like our first friendly warm up, come hang out type of deal.
Yeah, so we'll see what it brings. But yeah, it was quite fortuitous. We were just coming on the pod minutes earlier. Salah had announced this. As Ian said, if you watch the video, it is a bit of a tearjerker. Loads of people now being sad, but look, we need to watch this space. There's 2 months to go in Liverpool season. Salah would absolutely love to go out with it, especially with the Champions League. League's well out of the question. But even if we get further in the FA Cup, I don't know. Maybe it might try and galvanise some of the squad to move forward and bring on PSG. Let's see what happens.
Yep, look forward to it, mate. Obviously, they annihilated Chelsea, and people take the piss out of Rossini. But when he was given, what's his name, Garnacho instructions of like, they were like, well, they needed 5 goals in like 14 minutes or something like that. Some of the things he's done, Rossini, in the last month, 6 weeks, has been a bit bizarre, really. But yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm always looking at managers to see what they do. Obviously, trying to get ideas off for my Sunday team. But yeah, someone said to me the other day, I should be proud of what I've achieved so far, but I've not achieved anything yet apart from get to a cup final and third in the league at the moment. So.
Well, you're there. You're in the final. Any idea when the final's going to be in?
Yeah, so it's May the 10th. It's going to be at Daisy Hill, which I think it's a 7:00 kickoff. So it's going to have proper refs, linesmen. The bar will be open. So it'd be great if you could come over, mate. Yeah, proper dugouts, changing rooms. It's going to be a bit surreal.